So process forward, a couple of times that we've been on calls together, you have shared this prayer. And I think when people think about leadership, or if they think about amassing a certain multiple millions, hundreds of thousands, whatever your, budget range is or your poverty mentality is stuck at right now, the glass ceiling is broken when you're around Ford, by the way, always broken. He brings you to the next caliber of what God has promised for you. And when you are processing that in, you say, stained glass versus plain glass way, how do you bring this idea of this prayer covenant into places that don't necessarily practice faith forward?
Okay. Well, the plain glass version of what we do is called transformational leadership. And the stained glass, the overt, is called the missing link. And so often I'll speak at places that are not, specifically a Christian talk. When we're training denominations or churches or ministries, we can just, no self-control is what I call it. I can talk about the Spirit, the Father, Jesus, Yahweh, you can just go for it.
Yeah.
But, sometimes I'll be asked not to share my faith, not at this one. But so far, Tamra, no matter how many times I've been told that, 100% of the time, the door gets open by just being respectful. Okay. One of my favorite stories, and then I'm going to get back to the prayer covenant answer. Well, let me answer the prayer covenant first.
Okay.
Is, I'm actually on the board that does the prayer covenant, and it has reached tens of millions of kids that are actually using the prayer covenant to disciple other kids and to lead their parents to Jesus.
Wow.
And so anytime that I'm in a stained glass environment, at the back of the manual, there it is. That prayer covenant is in there. I tell people, don't pray this unless you mean it, because God is a really good father. And if you have children, this will make a lot more sense to you. If your children call up in your lap at bedtime and say, "Mommy, Daddy, could I have a hug?" Unless you're just a turd, excuse my language, you're going to give them a hug. You're going to give them what you want them to have.
It's good.
But if they crawl in your lap and say, "Can I have a Coca-Cola, an Oreo cookie, and some ice cream right at bedtime?" You're probably going to say, "That's not good for you right now." Okay? But the things in this prayer covenant are things that God wants to give us.